Today we're going to learn a great strumming pattern. Stick around. Hello everyone, it's James from Practice Like a Pro, providing you with simple, clear guitar tips to help you on your guitar playing journey. So, I was teaching this pattern in one of my one-to-one lessons this week, and I thought I'd share it with YouTube because it's a great pattern. It featured in one of my previous videos. I'll put a card up. And it's what I call the big little strumming pattern. So let me play you a sample and then we'll break it down. So I call this big little because we do a big stroke followed by a little stroke, etc. It's all in quavers, so that means that we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the idea is that on the downbeat, so the 1, the 2, the 3 and the 4, we're going to do a big downstroke. Now what I mean by a big downstroke is we're just going to strike all 6 strings with a fair bit of gusto. On top of that, in what we call the offbeat, which is the ands in between the 1, the 2, the 3 and the 4, we're going to do a little stroke. Now what I mean by a little stroke is I'm just going to catch maybe 3, 4 strings, probably from the A string, and there's no sort of exact science to this. It's more just rhythmic variation that gives the strumming pattern a bit more dynamics. So on the offbeats, all I'm going to do is strike 3, maybe 4 strings, and the beauty of it is it's slightly different every time, which makes the strumming pattern sound a lot more diverse. So really slowly, I'm just going to use a G chord for today's lesson, but use whatever chord progression you want. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Try not to catch one string, otherwise it gets a little bit sort of too country and western, which is cool in its own thing, but it's not what we're trying to achieve today. You'll notice when I do the little strum, my pick doesn't follow through the same way as it does with the big strum. It's more a little flick as opposed to a full-blown strum. So really, really slowly. It doesn't sound like much at a slow speed, but once you start gaining a little bit of momentum, it really comes into its own. So I'm going to start really slowly and gradually build up the speed, and you'll see what we're going for. And again, on one chord, it doesn't sound that amazing, but you start hopping around a bit. It starts to sound pretty impressive, and how I'm counting that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how do you practice this? Well, I'd get the strumming pattern down on one chord and probably on a 6-string chord. Something like a G is a great example because you don't have to worry about avoiding strings. What I'd do moving forward is pick something to go with your G chord, so maybe a C chord or a D chord, and try and do a bar of each and kind of ping pong between the two. That's probably the best course of action. And then try it in a song. A great example of big little strumming is the chorus for Johnny Cash's Hurt. I recently did a lesson on it. I'll put a card up and you'll be able to see once you kind of mix 3 or 4 chords in a progression, it sounds really, really powerful. Is there a strumming pattern for a song that you're struggling with? Let me know in the comments. If you like what we do here at Practice Like a Pro, please do consider subscribing. We upload 3 guitar lessons a week. And if you want to learn something else today, have a look at some of his other videos. Until I see you next time, thank you very much. Keep practicing like a pro. Cheers.